Howdy, I'm Dr. Erin McGinty, and today we've travelled up Cape York to find the large-mouth Nannygai. So I personally love fishing this species on both line and spear fishing, usually because they're a bit of a challenge to find, and then when you do find them, they really go hard on line. So generally large-mouth Nannygai, you can find them out in coral rubble areas, or my favourite is to find wonky holes, which are freshwater springs underwater that come out of the seabed.
Wonky holes get their name from trawlers becoming wonky when they get their net stuck in the hole in the seabed.
There we go, we're on. They're good fighters, these large-mouth Nannygai. They actually go pretty hard. Work out. We're in about 20 metres of water, and I'm going to jump in now and take you down and show you what it looks like underneath. We're actually in the middle of nowhere out here, so it's interesting. I've never dived this area, so it's going to be exciting to see what we find. That was sick to see Nanny so high. So you get two types of wonky holes. You get artesian and paleo. So the paleo wonky holes are where the old riverbeds are, and basically the water from the mainland will flow underneath a mud layer underneath the seabed until the mud layer turns into sand, and then that water, fresh water, is able to pop up through that sand, and that's generally where you find the wonky holes. And then you get your artesian wonky holes. These are wonky holes that generally just flow during the wet season. So during the dry season, you generally won't have fresh water coming out of them. From my experience in diving wonky holes, if they're flowing, I can generally see that they're flowing because the water coming out of them is like a turpentine sort of colour. So you can actually see that fresh water coming out. And generally you see a lot of bait around these wonky holes if they're flowing. And then you get your largemouth Nannygai sort of drifting through the area. Sometimes you can pull up to a wonky hole and the Nannygai won't be specifically on that wonky hole, but they might be travelling around the area. So usually it's best to try and have a fish of that area, of the wonky hole anyway, even if you don't see fish on there, and they can come in from surrounding areas. Other species that I usually see on wonky holes are usually bar-cheek coral trout. But on all wonky holes, or majority that I've dived, I do see the gold spot cod. So these cod are thought to keep these wonky holes clean by moving the coral rubble around and shell bits inside the wonky hole, which allows them to keep flowing. So generally if you find a gold spot cod or if you catch one on a wonky hole, you should release that cod back down.
As you can see, the largemouth Nannygai school up in large numbers on these wonky holes, and they are not getting spooked when a fish is caught or in my presence. So it's quite easy to stay fishing on a wonky hole and have a significant impact on that population. The last fisheries stock assessment recorded largemouth Nannygai at 23% of unfished levels, where the cutoff for Queensland fisheries is only 20% before they require immediate rebuilding strategies like closing fisheries or significantly reducing bag limits. The good thing is that recreational fishing makes up 70% of the annual catch of largemouth Nannygai, meaning how we decide to fish can seriously influence the populations of this species.
The Queensland numbers that you can allow to take home are still quite high, and you can take home quite a few Nannygai if you've got a few people in the boat. So best to fish for the future and just catch what you need and then just let them be. But yeah, as you can see here's quite a few big ones. Pretty good to see that many actually just in one location.